Hello, friend. My name is Ethan, and I'm here to help you deepen your meditation practice and integrate it into all aspects of your life. I prefer to teach meditation in one-on-one relationship. This is how the practice is best taught, rather than providing generic one-size-fits-all models. Meditation is much better to be taught in relationship. If you need help with your meditation practice, please feel free to reach out to me either via email or by booking a session with me, and I would be happy to assist in any way that I can. In this video, I want to talk about how to start a meditation practice. So this is just, you're brand new. If you're brand new, or if you want to send this video to someone who's interested in beginning a meditation practice, this would be a good place to send them. The first thing that we need to focus on when starting a meditation practice is just building consistency, building the habit of daily practice. The best way to do this, and the best time to do this, I would recommend, is just starting in the morning. It's very easy to see the ways that meditation is positively impacting our life when we begin our day with practice, and then we can feel the momentum of, dropping into stillness, relaxation, these kinds of things. We can see more easily the benefit, the impact that meditation is having on our lives. It's totally fine if you don't have time or would rather not meditate in the morning, but when beginning a practice and building the consistency of meditation, it's important to find a time of day that you stick to consistently, because again, we're trying to establish that habit, and the less mental effort it takes to figure out what time of the day am I practicing, the better. So again, I recommend the morning, but find a time and stick to it. The other really important piece around building the habit is, in the beginning, it's good to establish a set amount of time that you plan on meditating for. So rather than experimenting too much in the beginning with, should I do 5 minutes? Should I do 10 minutes? Should I do 20 minutes? It's better just to establish a time and stick to it in the beginning. As you progress, as you advance, yes, of course, it's important to play around with how much time should you practice, noticing the different kinds of impacts that different amounts of time have on your meditation. But again, the reason that we're just establishing a time is we're trying to eliminate as many variables as possible that prevent us from just starting our meditation practice at whatever time of day we decide. The amount of time that I would recommend complete beginners is typically somewhere around 10 minutes. You can do less, you can do slightly more, but 10 minutes is a really good amount of time for just baseline. For new practitioners, it's enough time for them to really get a sense of what meditation is all about, the kind of stillness. And it also is enough practice time to start to positively impact the mind. Now, the third piece with building the habit is actually just establishing a location, a consistent location that you practice in. The way that I did it when I first began practicing is that I had a little corner on my couch. I practiced on my couch, didn't have a chair that I felt comfortable in, was not flexible enough to practice on the floor yet. So I just found a nice little spot, a little corner on my couch, and that was my meditation spot. But finding a location that, again, you consistently practice in helps to reinforce the habit. Now, the other thing that's really important about beginning a meditation practice is finding a meditation technique that works best for you. This is a very big topic, choosing a meditation technique. However, the one that I would recommend is something that calms your mind down and something that you enjoy. Typically, this is going to be concentration-based meditation practice. So something like following your breath, counting the breath, mantra meditation, something like that is typically what I would advise. But overall, spending some time evaluating different kinds of techniques and picking one that you think you'll enjoy, and then actually sticking to that technique based on whether or not you enjoy it. Now, I should say, in the beginning, especially if you're brand new, there's going to be many distractions that come up with your meditation practice. And it's impossible to avoid. I wish it wasn't the case, but distraction is probably going to be the number one challenge that new practitioners face. So just understanding that even when we pick a meditation technique that we enjoy or that we're finding benefit from, understand that distraction is going to occur. And this is completely normal. One of the biggest challenges that new practitioners face, at least in my experience working with people, is they think that because they're getting lost in thought, they think that because they're not able to stay with their meditation technique or meditation object, they're somehow doing the practice wrong. But this is actually not true. This is not the case. This is something that we all will have to deal with, and we will continue dealing with even when we're advanced practitioners. Now, the other thing about choosing a meditation technique is it's really important to find one where you're very clear on what your object is or what your meditation strategy is. You should be very clear what you are doing with your attention as you practice meditation. So in addition to enjoying a technique and then sticking to it and understanding that distractions will arise, it's very important that you are clear on the precise instruction set of your meditation technique. This is particularly important for new practitioners because of just how confusing the mind is, how confused the mind can get, and how many meditation techniques there are out there in the world. So be very clear and precise on what technique you're choosing. The next step when establishing a meditation practice, and this is something that even I now still struggle with, and it's something that I didn't understand was as important as it actually is. This is a profound instruction that applies to not only brand new practitioners, but extremely advanced practitioners. But that's just relaxing the body. When you sit down and you begin practice, step one should be establishing your posture, whether it's in a chair, cushion, couch, standing, etc., lying down even. Establishing your posture and then relaxing the body. This is critical. Relaxation is one of the most important cultivations that we should be engaging in throughout the entirety of our career as meditators, our practice careers. And it's not just something that we do at the very beginning of the practice. Again and again, we need to invite and allow the body to relax throughout the meditation period. And typically what happens is that it begins with larger muscle groups or larger, more obvious parts of the body, such as the scalp, the eyes, the jaw, neck, abdomen. And then it begins to sink in to more subtle parts of the body. And over time, the body will just do this automatically if we are giving it the permission, the space, setting the intention to relax. It's very important that we apply this intention to relax the body right from the beginning of our meditation practice, period. And the last thing about establishing a meditation practice is just understand that it's going to take time to see results. I used to be a personal trainer, and that was one of the things that I would really have to help my clients with, is understanding that it's going to take time to see results in the gym. And based on my experience working with people in gyms and then also meditation's actually even slower than working out in a gym. People will see results faster working out in a gym. And even with a gym, it's going to take a long time to see results. So it actually does take quite a bit of time to see the results of meditation. Part of why, though, it takes a long time to see results with the practice is not necessarily because it's not happening immediately, but more so because in the beginning, and even as we progress into the more advanced stages, the impacts that the practice is having on our mind, on our body, on our entire lives can be very, very subtle. The positive impacts can be very, very subtle and therefore difficult to discern. But, one of my teachers, Shinzen Young, one thing that he would say is that subtle is significant. So just because the impact, the effect is subtle, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have a significant transformational quality. And it's important to understand this point that subtle is in fact significant. And again, just be patient. If you need help establishing your meditation, if you need help deepening your meditation practice, like I said, please reach out to me either through email or booking a one-on-one session with me. And the last thing is just thank you for your meditation practice. And I will see you guys in the next video.